the bullet, freedom or death. We gas ourselves up, but we short on breath. Talking about we eating, but who we really cooking. Dreaming about greens, but ain't nobody looking. No land, no acres, no seeds in the ground. When the hunger hits, who's gonna be around? We starving every day, and it just ain't the food. Feeding the hood garbage, got 'em acting a fool. We flossing with rides, stunting with chains, but these bars we spitting just bring more pain. We guilty as hell, preaching all these lies, selling debt to the kids, and we acting surprised. We commercialize the pain, broadcast the grief, tell the youth to hustle, but hide the beef. We glorify the trap, invite them to the flames, just like Reagan brought the crack on planes. Back in the 80s when the streets got soaked, my people, my brothers, all got choked. Reagan said no trades, but we know the deal. He left us in the dirt, man, that shit was real. I was just a shorty watching it unfold, old enough to see how we got sold. War on drugs, but it was war on us. Cops on our necks, no love, no trust. They labeled us thugs, beast on the block, made us kiss the pavement while they cleaned our clock. Prison became business thanks to Reagan's game. Free labor's the truth in America's name. Slavery's dead, man. That's just a word. Read the 13th Amendment, it's still absurd. They lock us in cages, serving time for life. Double digits for wisdom, cutting sharp like a knife. I'm here to say, the chains in the air, it's time we break free, start showing we care. No more flexing for nothing, no more selling out. It's time to rise up, time to end.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know how I always start this with independent music, and this morning I got Rollo talking to myself, and I'll be right back right after this.
Yeah, nigga. Fuck everything. Fuck everybody, nigga.
Fuck 'em.
I speak blackball, fucked over.
All that.
I speak. Make it just a family.
I'm
Make
being
it just
tested.
a family. Make it just a family.
I know you gonna
Make
come
it
through
just a
love.
family. Make it
You know
just a
this
family.
Just like you
Make
did
it
for
just a
Abraham.
Make it just a
Oh
family.
yeah, Benny.
I need you.
Make it just a family. Yeah, ain't no pressure on Kenny Money. I'ma still post off. I'ma ride with the paper route till the wheels fall off. They can diss me, he can diss me. I don't really give a fuck. I done cut off every nigga that I thought set me up. Life's great, but I miss Sway and I miss him a bit great. Never did, never clickbait. It was love, get this shit straight. Still love over this way. Never dish on the mid-take. I was beefing with Boosie. Still told him happy birthday. Still praying for a coat day. Hoping he'll have to go away. I don't wanna sit in no way. Paint his name on the roadway. Long live dog, long live trouble, long live Nipsey Hussle. Young Scoops to my brother. I never say fuck em. I never go against the ones that really put me on, motherfucker. Never pillow talk to a bitch. Cut me off and I'm still rich. Nah, nigga, I'm real rich. Man, I'm talking about real rich. Who the fuck Rollo told on? Make this shit make real sense. Let me go ahead and vent. Where the real niggas went. I done went through them trials. I brown still that shit. We can kill that shit. Dog food, I deal that shit. I'm a mad my girl. God gave me a real ass bitch. I run my section, I run my town, I run my motherfucking state. We ain't cool because of snitching. We ain't cool because you ain't. Niggas acting like I told on who. Nigga drop a name. Paying a nigga to take a charge of snitching. That shit ain't the same. How the fuck cause you make rules for me? I won the dope game. Had 1,000 on that plane. Had run is in my veins. I can teach these niggas really how to come and make some cocaine. Did this shit in both lanes. You can go ask both lanes. I been had this shit before I became a rapper. Niggas know that they can't check me. Niggas know that I ain't going. Niggas know I'm about that shit. I'm on that shit that they ain't on. Come and check me, nigga. I ain't never testified on nigga in my motherfucking life, nigga. I ain't never waived my rights. Make it just a family. I got convicted for stepping on shit, nigga. Make it just a family. I got convicted for trafficking heroin. Make it just a family. I got convicted for moving metal tons, nigga. Make it just a family. Them my trophies, nigga.
Them my trophy.
Make it just a family. Most of these rock niggas can't say that.
No, they can't.
Make it just a family. On God.
Oh God.
Make it just a family. Nah, I ain't finished, nigga. My office is a trap house off of Simpson, nigga. Don't give a fuck about what niggas ain't fucking with me, nigga. No disrespect, but fuck being cool with these niggas. I ain't none of these niggas fans. I don't need no fucking chance. I don't need no helping hand. Nigga, fuck you and your mans. Y'all niggas ain't got no love for me. Y'all niggas love me for dead. Since when I was scared, that shit ain't never gonna be said. Pussy, no it couldn't. I ain't gonna never let a nigga rest. There's something to me. On these niggas press, go out some yes, they looked up to me. I let you nigga next to me confess, you niggas couldn't. No, you couldn't, little nigga. Fast money, fast cause we live for this shit. You know how much dough we had to deal for this shit. I cut some niggas off, I shed tears for this shit. No matter how good niggas rap, some niggas still be a bitch. Don't ask me about who against me. Make it just cause sometimes I feel like all these niggas against me, dog. That's how I feel. These bitches mad I won't fuck them. They mad. These niggas mad cause they can't fuck with me. They can't. It's like a little battle. But guess what?
That was Rollo talking to myself. I really want to talk about what we call, I know this episode is going to be all over the place today, but at first I want to talk about independent journalism. Right now I have a video of the housing hustle, and I think people need to watch that. We always say that, people aren't lying, they're not scam artists, they're not this, they're not that. But then we look at 990 forms, which every nonprofit 5013C has to do. They have to do a 990 form if they get over $50,000 in cash a year. Some people don't do that. That's why people have been, their license wasn't renewed, or their website is down. There's a lot of shit, and people were not really, I would say people were talking about it, but right now we're not. We're more worried about Renée Good, Alex Pratty, whatever the fuck they want to call them. My thing of it is, and I really get frustrated when people try to bunch all three of them in together: Keith Porter Jr., Renée Good, and Alex Pratty. Keith Porter didn't do anything. He wasn't out here trying to impede federal officers. He wasn't out here trying to obstruct. He wasn't doing any of that. He was doing what most Black American people, teenagers and men, because I've shot guns in the air too on New Year's Eve, and I think a lot of Black men have. And for an off-duty ICE agent, come on, man, we can't compare Renée Good, who put her life in jeopardy, and the same thing with Alex Pratty, because Keith Porter didn't put his life. This is the one thing that I want to say. There is over probably in every major city, if you go look it up, who had shots fired New Year's Eve. And you'll see Los Angeles, you'll see Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, even down south. How does that put our life in danger when we're just minding our own motherfucking business and celebrating and throwing shots into the air, and a motherfucker that feels like he needs to be the police, even though he's off duty, want to do so? He gets all dressed up like he a motherfucking G.I. Joe. Come on, man. Like, let's be real. Let's be real, because people are mad about ICE. I think, to me, it's more about Trump. It's really about Trump. And that's why I really want to talk about independent journalism. Because in my eyes, it's really not independent if you get grants from city and state entities, because you don't cover certain shit. When it's about them, you don't cover it. When it's about that side. So it's it's really weird to me that people say right wing, or they're this, they're that. Come on, man. Like, you're paid by the government. You get grants from foundations. You get grants from city and state entities. That doesn't make you independent. That makes you partisan. If you take money, right? Because right now, Minneapolis and Minnesota, their administrations, their executive, and even some of these motherfucking foundations in Minneapolis and St. Paul are run by Democrats. R.T. Ryback, Chasma Dixon, all these other fucking people, because it's not independent, because they're elected. This the real ass shit. Stop calling these people independent, because when the stories really matter to the Black community, And they're going to bring up maybe Nekima's name or Jacob Frey or Governor Walls, Bobby Joe Champion, some of these nonprofits. And that's why we never heard from Georgia Ford about her husband, how they supposedly used her husband's gym in the Feeding Our Future as a food site. We never heard nothing about that. That Georgia didn't come out with that herself. That wasn't even until it was during court. That came out in court. And people still don't want the answers because when you bring that up, they're like, oh, you just hating. You watching a nigga's pockets. No, I'm not. There was some fraudulent ass shit that we all know happened. And then when people's names are attached to it, when we ask questions, they get mad. The same thing. I wish I could, that's the crazy thing. Because I know a lot of these people, they only talk to certain newspapers. They don't talk to Alpha News. They don't talk to, because they call them right-wingers. They call them right-wingers. Is that what it really comes down to? We only have left-wing and right-wing journalism? Because that's not independent. That's not independent. I would call this independent, Carrie Levin, because they're not calling out. Here's the crazy thing, right? They're just putting the information out here. They're not trying to make it political. They're not even trying to take sides here. They're just putting out the information and telling people, hey, look at it from your own eyes and your own opinion and your own perspectives. That's not what Georgia Ford and them do. Don Lemon. Like, I really don't get that shit. We call people like that journalism. That's not journalists. How many journalists would have went into City's church and did a so-called whatever they want to call protest? Who? Who from Carrie Levin, Fox 9, ABC, CBS, all them big-ass news stations that are here, this media, mainstream media, there's only two dumbass ones because they're not journalists. You didn't see this. The one crazy thing that I really don't understand out of people, right, is we call them independents or free thinkers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But then we see where they get their money from to be able to thrive or be able to, I really shouldn't even say thrive, but be able just to, they've only changed their life, their bank accounts. They've only changed their lives. They don't change other people's lives. They don't change other people's lives because there is a lot of shit that goes on, and that because we've only got certain gatekeepers, certain people who get grants from state or city or foundations in Minnesota, in Minneapolis and St. Paul. You'll never hear about the real stories that need to be heard, that need to be talked about, a conversation, because this is one of them.
Raging political and policy battles, raids, and court cases. The eyes of the nation are on Minnesota and the explosive fraud scandal. But lost in the chaos is the life and death impact on our state's most. Here's investigative reporter AJ Legault with the latest in Housing Hustle, a Recovery Inc. investigation.
It's cold in here.
It's bitterly cold. Just before Christmas, as movers empty out a St. Paul apartment.
Myself and everybody that resides here is left on their own.
Kelly Roja, along with her neighbors in this building, who all have some degree of physical or mental disability, have been abandoned.
Just left all alone.
Their caregivers, a company called Ultimate Home Health Services that's supposed to provide daily help and oversight to everyone living here, are nowhere to be found.
Basically vanished.
The story behind the vanished caregivers involves a death.
He's got rigor and lividity, so he's been deceased for a long amount of time.
A federal raid, exploding fraud claims.
The breadth and depth of this fraud is breathtaking.
Amid political finger-pointing stretching all the way to our nation's capital, where the case of Kelly's now MIA caregivers is in the congressional spotlight.
Disabled man battling drug addiction under the care of a fraudulent full-time provider died because of neglect.
It's a story that Kelly, fearing retaliation from the people she trusted with her care, originally asked Carrie Levin to keep her name out of. But now, they vanished, and she's moving out.
My story should be shared because I want to prevent from anyone else having to go through what I've been dealing with.
It began months earlier with a question.
I wonder if I'm a victim.
Kelly invited Kara Levin inside her home to visit because she had a suspicion.
It didn't dawn on me, until I started kind of hearing more stories about fraud.
Kelly had seen Kara Levin's reporting on the Housing Stabilization Services, or HSS program, resulting in raids and federal fraud charges. Her HSS worker found her this apartment where she was given a great deal. Her portion of the rent was just $60 per month, and Ultimate Home Health Services covered the rest of the nearly $1,400 a month apartment. But to move in, she was told she had to apply for yet another Medicaid-funded program called Integrated Community Supports, or ICS. Kelly didn't understand this arrangement was potentially an illegal kickback. This state bulletin specifically says an example of a potential kickback in ICS programs includes covering or paying a portion of a recipient's rent.
I had no knowledge of what an ICS setting was.
Overseen by DHS, the Minnesota Department of Human Services, ICS is designed to help adults with disabilities live more independently in their own apartment with one-to-one daily assistance for things like health, safety, wellness, and household management. But Kelly said the reality is far different.
There are days where I get absolutely no service.
Her support plan showed she was supposed to receive 9 in-person ICS service hours and 2 remote hours on average each day. Medicaid records show Ultimate Home Health Services billed taxpayers $375 every single day, claiming they were directly with Kelly an average of 63 hours per week.
Yeah, I'm lost for words. That just is crazy.
Wow.
Ultimate's home owner, Othman Mohammed, never responded to Kara Levin's interview requests. The company website was a skeleton. Their address listed as 123 Main Street, Anytown, Minnesota. They were actually headquartered in the back of a Bloomington strip mall, but no one was ever there when Kara Levin visited. It's a story that in Minnesota now sounds all too familiar. Alleged overbilling by a fly-by-night company in a Medicaid program exploding in cost.
Wow.
Kara Levin's analysis of Medicaid data revealed ICS billing in Minnesota had gone up a staggering amount, from $26 million in 2022 to $168 million by 2024. While talking with Kelly about her billing, she told us something that changed everything.
Yeah, one of my neighbors died.
Investigating that tip, Kara Levin discovered that back on March 7th, Rick Klemmer, a severely mentally ill man who battled addictions, was found in his apartment, dead.
He's been deceased for a long amount of time.
Rick's mom, Mickey, worked with Kara Levin to gather records which revealed Ultimate Home billed taxpayers $461 every single day, claiming they provided Rick roughly 12 hours of direct service daily.
We don't gotta do that much checking on him.
But when he died, his caregiver admitted on police body cam, the truth was they only checked on Rick once a day.
I mean, to be honest, as like, you do, I do my daily check-ins. I have no idea what he does.
In the wake of Kara Levin's report about Rick, the state suspended Ultimate Home from billing Medicaid, and on December 18th, federal agents raided the company, hauling out computers and boxes of evidence. The search warrant cited Kara Levin's investigation and an interview the FBI did with Kelly R.
Feeling like the world ending, and I'm stressed and overwhelmed.
Kelly says Ultimate Home stopped paying rent to the building's owners, told her and her neighbors they had 30 days to get out, and then just disappeared, leaving everyone living here abandoned.
My fear was almost thinking I was going to be living on the streets or in a shelter.
Kelly found a place to live. She's one of the lucky ones. Some of her neighbors are basically squatting in the building with no place to go and not getting any of the services they need. Remember, we were all told the reason for the mass influx of immigration agents into Minnesota that's resulted in chaos in the streets and the deaths of 2 United States citizens was to crack down on fraud. Law enforcement sources tell me it's having the exact opposite effect. Fraud cases, like the one into Ultimate Home, are left in limbo after the mass resignation of federal prosecutors who refused to go along with the DOJ's handling of the investigation, or lack of investigation, into protester Renée Good's killing by an ICE agent. For KARE 11 Investigates, I'm AJ Lugar.
That's part of the problem, is that they call these people protesters. And I understand it, right? I used to be one of them people. I used to go out here, protest. I go Operation Pull-Ups, went to people's houses. I would have never went into no church. And if I would have had this is the one thing that I want people to realize, right? I don't think Marcus, if he would have had his gun on him, would have been fighting federal officers. Talladega Yee, that's what people that have their Second Amendment rights would not have brought their guns into that type of situation, because it's a chaotic scene. It's chaos right there, right? It's not strategized. It's not something that is where people are organized. So why would you bring your gun to a situation that it doesn't call for it? There in no way in hell calls for it. And I want to talk about the independent journalism and what is really independent nowadays. So I want to get into
my children.
This Georgia Fort at 6. It was I don't know what time it was. It was, I guess they were at 6:30 at her door. But I do want to play it, and I want people to. So it's only 2 minutes and 18 seconds long.
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press. Because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the press. I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that. It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. We've seen all these violations. All right, you guys, I gotta go. They're not.
She's coming right now.
Give me 1 second. All right.
So I want to talk about what is independent, right? Because if you get money, like grants, and does it really make you independent, right? That's what I really, really want to ask somebody, right? I want to not ask somebody, but ask the people, right? Because why funding sources matter. Every funding stream carries its own potential pressures. Government or city grants, these can create implicit pressure not to criticize the agency providing the money, self-censorship by editors who don't want to jeopardize future funding, agenda setting influence because grants often come with themes, public safety, community engagement, economic development that shape what gets covered. Even if no one says don't report that, the incentive structure nudges coverage. Foundation grants. Foundations usually don't usually dictate content directly, but they influence journalism through grant framing, solutions journalism, racial equity, innovation, civic management, preferred narratives that align with the foundation's worldview. The founding cycles that reward certain topics and ignore others. This is a softer influence, but it's still influence. The dependency problem. If a newsroom relies heavily on a particular funder, it becomes vulnerable to editorial drift toward funder policies, or toward funder priorities, avoidance of stories that might upset funders. That's why I feel like I don't really call these people independent, because they don't cover everything. That's what I really feel like a lot of people are missing, because they don't cover everything. They just cover some shit. And that's, to me, that's part of the problem. Why are people so scared to talk about that shit? Shouldn't the truth be the truth? Because I even said this morning, right? That now she's worried about kids, but when they went into that church, they didn't care. They were traumatizing other people's kids. So you only care when it's yours. That's what I really like. I want to be honest. Like kids were traumatized. I don't know. I'll just say this, right? We can't sit here and expect something if we're not even really following law, because yes, we have state law, but also we do have federal law. And what people don't understand is churches should be a sanctuary. It should be a safe, loving, and welcoming place. When they went in there and protested that 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, that wasn't caring about compassion. Y'all were there because an ICE agent supposedly that ran at that field. Listen, are people not supposed to have jobs? That's what I really don't understand, right? Are people not supposed to have jobs and we're okay with that shit? Like, because I'm pissed off that people are still Minneapolis police officers and Hennepin County sheriffs. But I still talk to people that either have family members in them or any of that. I'm not going into here's the thing of it is, they went into that church because, yeah, they knew there was going to be some I don't even think they honestly knew there was going to be backlash, but there was. So why are you testing this administration? Why are you pushing them? Because that's what I don't understand. Like, yes, I get it. I want to be by any means necessary. I want to be one of those people. I don't care, but I'm not going to go into places that should feel safe, because I don't want people coming in. This is the one thing that I want people to understand, right? You went to a church because you know people aren't going to be strapped, because they should be safe in that church. They should be safe in that church, and people are not. They didn't feel safe that day. So because everybody can have the First Amendment right, Second Amendment right, Third Amendment right, but do we have the privilege? Should we use that right in certain situations? Because Minnesota law is a retreat. We have to retreat. We have a duty to retreat. This is not a stand your ground state. This is a duty to retreat state. And that's what a lot of people don't. I can't really believe that we're sitting here talking about 2A when it comes to, if y'all want to call Freddie or whatever the fuck his name was, a protest. What about the Black Panthers? That's the reason why we have gun laws. That's the reason why we have gun laws in Minnesota. I shouldn't even say Minnesota, in the world. Because it started with the Black Panthers. Why aren't we screaming about that? Because they've already been decided when you can and cannot carry a gun. They've already decided that. So why are you going to go into places that you know people before you? I won't even say that because the nigga probably didn't even think that. Neither did Renee. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, because of my experience, my perspective, I'm not gonna go into situations which I already know are hot, and I'm not gonna make it hotter. I'm not. I'm gonna be straight up and honest. I'm not gonna go. This is the one thing that is really comes down to is people do not know the difference between right and wrong, and now it's debatable. Now it's literally debatable. It's not, doesn't matter if you're right. It matters on your politics. It matters sometimes on your race. Because this shit, it really bothers me. I shouldn't even say bother because really I'm not bothered by any of this shit. It just frustrates me because it's like these are the type of people that we have to go up against. These are the type of people that are going to vote for Amy Klobuchar. Oh shit. Something happened. I know there's protests going on this morning because today is the national day of, but this is, I want to see this. There's 2 minutes of video. This is the type of world that we live in, right? Comes down. It doesn't even matter if it's right or wrong anymore. It comes down to the politics. And I really despise that, right? Because again, I'm going to say, where were people when they should be covering the fraud? But instead, they're covering the shit with Donald Trump. And I really don't fucking understand it because if we really did care about our community, like we really do, like we say we do, then why do people have to be paid? I don't understand that, right? Your talent, the things you do should talk for itself. It should be word of mouth, but obviously it's not because the only way any of this shit operates, that's why we don't get change because everybody is funded by the state or the cities or the federal government. So how are we expecting some kind of payment when all these people are already paid? That's what I'm really want to do. Like, really. Like, it's even what I've even seen some of the stuff like Bakari Sellers, local sheriff's deputies, etc., should begin to arrest agents who are clearly violating the laws. And I'm like, sit down, please. Because they don't arrest bad cops. They cover for them. So why should we expect them to arrest agents when they won't even arrest their colleagues that work with them? When they see them violating the laws. So is it because of politics? Like, I really want to know, is it because of politics? It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It matters if it gets seen as Republican or Democrat. And that is really a fucking problem, man. Like, how is that that we see that's okay. How? That's even like Secondhand Journal. These are, I'm going to tell you, these are not independent journalism. It's not. All of this is either Democrat, leftist, extreme left. There is no more independent. There isn't no more. Everybody, some way, somehow, gets money from grants. So then they don't talk about shit. This is why you don't ever see no change in North Minneapolis. Yeah. Just confirmed it. I need to go look at her account. Pam Bondi. At my direction early this morning, federal agents arrested Don Lemon, Tehran Cruz, Georgia Fort, and Jamal Lundy in connection with the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Jamal Lundy is the guy that's running for Senate, representative, whatever you want to call it. Is that a type of person who cannot decipher between what is right and what is wrong? Do we really want them at the state talking for us? And the Tehran Cruz shit don't even amaze me. Doesn't even not amaze me. Doesn't even surprise me. Because this is the man that supposedly leads the reparations board over in St. Paul, Minnesota, that honestly has gone nowhere. Because when you have city and state money into it, it's not going to do anything. That's what people don't understand. If it's funded by the government, why do you expect change? Why do you expect them to be different or even to do the right thing when we can see that they obviously don't do the right thing when we need them to? They don't do the right thing when they're supposed to. That's the shit I don't understand. It's like, how can y'all say or ask people to do better? Oh, shit. Don Lemon live. Oh, he's got people on there. Fucking stupid. See what they talking about.
Whether you're a professional or just love getting hands-on with your home projects, Harbor Freight.
From a narrative place, they maintain control. So for anyone who was wondering why would they go for it if they didn't have the charges, because it's not about the conviction, it's about the embarrassment.
Right. And Don isn't embarrassed, and neither is Georgia, and we stand with them. And it is going to backfire.
We shouldn't stand with these niggas.
But now, because they look ridiculous, they look like they don't care anything about the.
What I don't understand is, shouldn't it be right versus wrong and not politics? Because everything comes down to politics. And that's the one thing I will not understand is, how can we as people say that we want change and reform when it's these same people that are paid who are in the bullshit? How can we expect change? It's like with Nekima Armstrong. Your stepson has murdered tons of people. I shouldn't even say tons. But people over North Minneapolis. So why are we listening to y'all? Don Lemon is a gay-ass black man. And he obviously cares about being gay and nowhere close to being black. The same, I will say with all of them, the same thing with Chantel Allen, gay black woman. Do y'all care more about gay people? Let's be honest, because it definitely sure isn't about what's right or wrong. Because it comes down to politics. It comes down to politics. And because the two journalists, we'll call them in, whatever y'all want to call them, right? Don Allen and Georgia Ford, cannot decipher. So as long as it's for the Democratic plantation, it's okay. As long as it's for that, it's okay. Because I really don't understand any of this shit. Y'all sit up here and stand with people that have fucked over our own communities. Cortez Rice. Y'all said Monique Dottie Collins, whatever the fuck her name is. TCC for Jay. Y'all stand with bullshit. It's not about right or wrong. It has nothing. It's about politics. So what is any different from the niggas in the streets who are doing it for clicks, gangs? I don't understand that. Oh, damn, that's crazy. We don't even care about right and wrong anymore. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. That's why I don't even fuck with none of these people no more, because it doesn't even come down to right or wrong. At least I know what I get out of the Republicans, because I'm so tired of motherfuckers sitting there lying to my face. So a judge did not block the DOJ from charging arresting limit. Hear exactly what the U.S. Deputy District Court Judge Patrick Schlitz ruled. If the government does not like the magistrate judge's decision, it can present its case to a grand jury and seek an indictment, which is exactly what the DOJ did. And a grand jury found probable cause to charge Lemon with multiple crimes. Stop the bullshit misinformation. Wow. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of it. This is what's crazy to me, right? Even this little, he a gay white man. He a gay bitch. That's what I don't understand. This is the type of people that we listen to. A lady whose husband's boxing gym got hundreds of thousands of dollars that they never, supposedly they never knew about. And you have a gay black man who cares more about being gay than being black. That shit crazy. And then we have a crackhead in Traherne Cruz. This shit crazy as hell, man. This shit is so fucked up. So fucked up. I don't even get it. Jake Tapper somehow missed the part where Lemon delightfully and antagonizing participated in the protest, which he conveniently filmed for anyone with the time or duty to view and analyze, far beyond the capability of corporate journalists, unfortunately. I gotta agree with that. Here's the one thing of it is, right? People can't break the law. And it's the same thing with the police. It's the same thing with their fucking immunity. So what is any different than this shit? Y'all are saying you're independent journalists, but you still can't tell the difference. Yes, you do have the First Amendment, freedom of speech, but there's limits to where that free speech can go. How are you going to break into a church? I shouldn't even say break in, storm. How are you going to storm into a church and then say you're independent journalists just filming? I don't understand that shit. I really don't understand it. Because if you weren't participating in it, why are you trying to interview? That's just crazy. New statement from CNN. The FBI's arrest of our former CNN colleague, Don Lemon, raises profoundly concerning questions about press freedom and the First Amendment. To me, it actually doesn't. Why are y'all? Here's the thing of it: you can protest everywhere fucking else. Why are you going to go into a church? Why not go to the man's house? Because if he's a pastor, reverend in St. Paul, he got to live around here. He got to live either in somewhere, some suburb of St. Paul. Like, come on, man. But y'all want to go and make sure it affects other people. Because if you go to their house, I can expect that. The same way, like we were going to Pete Orbit's, and then the neighbors would come outside and act stupid. They would get arrested because they were doing something wrong, not us. We were just doing what our First Amendment gives us, the right to free speech. But you can't come up here and saying you're doing free speech if you're making others intimidated. That's not free speech. That's not. Because you should be able to go to a church and don't worry about anybody coming in and protesting. That's the same way with Dylan Roof and what he did in Charlottesville, South Carolina. I think it's either South or North. I know it's one of the Carolinas. That's crazy. Like, we really have to have a discussion, a conversation about right and wrong and not about politics. Let's keep it as far away from politics as we can, because it all gets construed. It all gets construed. And now we're calling them political prisoners. This is so fucked up. The real political prisoners who have died in prison. It's crazy. More information. The Bush Foundation. Told you. These people are paid puppets. I don't even get that shit. Oh, they're pushing back.
Y'all get the fuck up! Motherfucker! Back up! Back up! God damn! Fucking pussies! Fucking pussy! God damn, man! God fucking damn! Fuck you! Fucking move back! Fuck you! Fuck you! God damn! Everyone, right there! Move back!
10 o'clock in the morning.
You guys are ridiculous!
Trips me out.